Welcome to Gentle Yoga. I'm Leo Bray at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to stop by the tip jar and make contributions as you're moved to do so and able to do so. And check out our class schedule. A schedule note, there's one change this week. Well, there's some changes in who's teaching which classes, but there's a change in what's happening just once. Usually I teach 8:15 tomorrow outdoors at the convention center and also on Zoom. There is no 8:15 tomorrow. Instead, Kristen is going to teach at 9 outdoors at the convention center and also on Zoom. I don't even know if I'm pointing in the right way for the convention center. It doesn't matter. No 8:15 with Leo tomorrow, 9 o'clock with Kristen instead because she was moved to offer a Thanksgiving class herself. And, well, it's her studio, and I'm not going to complain that I get the day off. So that works for me. You can join us outdoors Thursday through Sunday morning. If you're local, bring a mask, bring your water. If you don't have mats, Kristen has mats for sale. And we'll start out sitting. You don't have to sit just the way I'm sitting. Sit so that you're comfortable. Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it looks like something else. Maybe you want to kneel instead of sitting. Feel your contact with the floor, whatever that looks like, whatever position you're in. Feel the grounding, whatever's touching down. Rest your hands where you like. Maybe palms down to feel grounded. Maybe palms up to be receptive. If you want, close your eyes. Feel into the length of your spine, the expansive movements of your inhale. Think about the crown of your head reaching up as your body expands. And think of rooting down as you exhale. Your body contracts. Focusing on your breathing, letting it get deeper, letting it get slower. Just by noticing, just by observing it, the breath changes. Taking in the movements of your inhale and your exhale. Noticing whatever sensations come with these movements. The way your grounding changes as the air moves in and out. Scan your body to take in anything else that's going on. Notice whatever is there to be noticed. Make particular note of anything that feels out of whack, any stiffness or any soreness. Making these mental notes so you can keep those things in mind during practice. Exercising the freedom to skip or modify any part of practice to accommodate yourself and find the practice that's best for you. Whenever your attention drifts away from observing your body, paying attention to your breath, just gently redirect, come back to those centering points of focus. And maybe in addition to these shared intentions, you want to set your own specific personal intention for your practice. If so, now's the time you can do that. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sigh. Let your eyes open if they're still closed. Maybe you stay seated just how you are. Maybe you shift. I'm going to shift. Just going to switch. Which leg's in front? Wriggle around a little. Let your chin come down towards your chest. We'll start some nice slow circles for our neck. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. Look up towards the ceiling. Continuing in nice, gentle, slow circles. I'm looking at a chat message. You keep circling. I don't want to miss anything from our friend who maybe has an audio issue. Oh, okay. Thanks for checking in. Funny thing about Zoom, there isn't any sound to accompany a chat message, unlike every other communication tool that I use. Everything's got a ding or a chirp or a chime to let you know there's a message. When you finish the next circle, go the other way. Why is that Zoom? I'll email the Zoom people. Why can't it have a little sound when I have a chat message? Maybe it's an option I haven't discovered. You can turn that on. There's my homework for later. Change is the only constant, right? There may be an update coming tomorrow where they add that. When you finish your next circle, lift your chin and look forward. Bring your hands out to the sides, rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm up alongside your ear. Exhaling, reach across to the right. Feel for length from your left hip up through your left fingertips. Inhale to come up. Exhale and come into a twist. Float that hand to the floor behind you. Bring your right hand to your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Just seeing how much seems like enough. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Inhaling, raise your right arm. As you exhale, reach across to your left. Inhale to bring yourself upright. As you exhale, come into that other seated twist. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, find your way into sufficient degree of twist for this side. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, bring your heart back, let your head tip forward. Rounding your spine forward and back. And after your next exhale, sit up a moment and take a simple forward fold. I'm adjusting my place on the rug for the sake of the camera framing. Bring your hands in front of you, walk your hands forward, and let your head come down towards the floor. Breathe into your back. Pardon me. Inhaling, walk your hands back in towards you. Press upright again. And let's come up onto our hands and knees. You can tip to one side. Bring your hips above your knees, your shoulders above your wrists or behind your wrists. If it's too much on your wrists, have your shoulders right above your wrists. Walk your hands forward some more. Reach your left foot back. Press the ball of your foot against the floor. Take a couple breaths. With an inhale, reach your right arm to the side. You might stay there. If you want to go further, you can pick the foot up, reach straight back through the sole of your foot. If you want to explore further, you can bend your leg. You can reach back and maybe you can take hold here and kick against your hand, lifting your knee and lifting your chin. Maybe you're just reaching back and not getting a grip. That's fine too. Release. Let your knee and your hand down. Reach back, press into your right foot for a couple of breaths. With an inhale, reach your left arm to the side. If you like, on the next inhale, pick your foot up, reach back through the sole of your foot. If you like, bend your knee, reach back. If you can, take that bind. Release, lower down. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees more. If you like, if your knees trouble you, you might keep them in closer. Sit back towards your heels. Child's pose. Hands can keep going forward, head can come down. Arms can stay engaged and keep reaching forward or disengage and relax down. Disengage further by reaching your hands back by your feet. If your head doesn't quite reach the floor, maybe you stack your hands and make a little pillow for your forehead. You put a yoga block under your forehead, or a pillow, or a folded blanket, whatever you've got handy. Inhale, bring yourself forward. and up onto your hands and knees. If you've got blocks, you might use blocks for this next bit. Easing the transition with blocks under your hands, it's easier to bring your leg forward. So you're going to step the right foot up here between the hands. And so with the blocks under my hands, I have more room to swing the leg. And it's okay if it takes more than one step. It's okay if you use your hand to help your leg get up there. That's helpful sometimes. Bring your hands to your knee and lift yourself up like that. Torso upright. Find steadiness, maybe adjusting the placement of your right foot, your left knee. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. As big or small a movement as you want. See how much of that your hips and your quads want, or maybe how much your knee wants. Maybe, depending on what's going on in your knee, you walk the foot forward like that, allowing room for a bigger movement without sending the knee forward past the ankle. And if you want to involve the arms here, you might bring your arms up. It could be one arm too. One can stay on the knee for steadiness. As you exhale and sink forward, you can lower your arms. Inhale, glide back, raise your arms, maybe rotating as you come down, palms towards the floor. As you come up, palms towards each other. Gently rotating the shoulders. And then let's twist. Reach your left hand back, reach your right hand forward, or if you start to wobble, you can always grab your knee with that right hand and steady yourself there with your hand on your leg. Come back through center, hands at your heart. Reach your right hand back. Left hand can reach forward or come down to your leg for steadiness. Come back to center. Bring your hands down. And we'll switch legs. So grounding into both hands, bring the right knee back to the floor. Bring your left foot forward, however many steps it takes. Bring your hands to your knee or your thigh. Lift your torso. Find your steady base. And your little adjustments. Maximizing steadiness. When you're ready, exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. And maybe it's just that, or maybe you add in the arm movement. You can add in arm movements whenever you feel ready to do so, if you're moved to do so. Maybe you just keep your hands on your knee. And from the top of the movement, twist to the right. Come back through center. Twist to the left. Come back to center. Bring your hands down. And now step your right foot up to beat your left. Hang out in forward fold. So maybe you keep using blocks at any height you want, resting your hands on them. Your hands might hang in the air or drag on the ground. Sway back and forth, bending and straightening your legs. Feeling the lengthening across the whole back of the body. Heavy arms, heavy head, hanging down. Shake your head no. Listen slowly. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your hands to the front of your legs and push. Feel for the crown of your head reaching forward, moving away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll up to standing, hands overhead, hands together. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your side. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back. Let it down. And your left shoulder up, back, and down. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. Exhaling, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, you could take eagle arms, intertwining your arms, pressing your hands together. If you do eagle, then move your elbows and your hands up and forward. Inhale to open up again. As you exhale, cross your arms the opposite way. Reach for your shoulder blades or take eagle. Inhale to open up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms towards the ceiling. Look up at your hands. Lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the right. Feel for length through both arms. Inhale, come upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale to fold forward. Now as we continue on into the sun salutation, I'm going to use blocks. If you want to use blocks, you can put blocks under your hands. Use sun salutation. Step one foot back and then the other to come to plank. Now using blocks is not always a case of, I need the blocks to do this. It can be a case of, it feels different with blocks. So using blocks or not, let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and knees. And your knees can be on the ground if a shorter plank is better for you. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. And inhale to bring your heart forward for cobra or upward dog. So listen to your lower back. Maybe your heart opener is low like that. Maybe it's higher. See what your low back's ready for. I had another class earlier. My back is well open and warmed up. Exhale, rock back, maybe pass through table, and take your time to go to downward dog. Curl your toes under, press into your feet to lift your knee, press into your hands to lift your tail. And then pedal your feet up and down, walk your dog. The one thing you might find with using blocks in the sun salutation is that in downward dog, your heels come closer to the floor.
Even if you get your heels on the floor generally, having the blocks in your hands, you get them there more readily, more easily, sooner. And here's where the blocks are the biggest help on this transition. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step your feet to meet your hands. So having the blocks under your hands here makes that transition much more accessible. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do a couple more. You choose whether you're going to use blocks or not. Inhale out. And exhale down. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, come down. Plant your hands and step back to plank. When you're ready, exhale, lower as much as you want. Inhale, bring your heart forward as much as you want. Exhale, back and up to down dog. Maybe pass through table each time. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more, then a little break. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Plant your hands and step back to your plank. When you're ready, exhaling, lower. Inhaling, bring your heart forward. Exhale, go back and up. Take 3 cleansing breaths. Let your knees down and make your way to child's pose, varying it to suit yourself. Scan your body, observe what's going on. We'll be reviewing mental notes from the start of practice. Inhale, come forward and up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, sit back again. And just explore that for a few breaths. Maybe you don't even move your knees. And just inhale, glide forward and rise. Exhale, glide back, sitting down. You can move your knees if you want. Come as far forward as you want. Go back as far as you want. Now that my movements are bigger, I want to bring my knees in closer. That last one, when I came further forward, it didn't feel so good on one knee. Now I've got my knees in closer, about shoulder width. Notice how these big, slow movements help the air in and out. When you come forward, your lungs want to fill. When you go back, your lungs want to empty. So you're moving, your body is working with the movement of the diaphragm. And next time we come forward, pause, and we're going to transition now. Cross your ankles, and you can walk your hands in towards your knees. You might keep going and go over your ankles, or if that doesn't work for you, you can tip to one hip and swing your legs around like this. You wind up with your legs extended, feet flexed back towards you. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. When you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. When you exhale, think of lowering some more. Maybe they're just thoughts, maybe there's some movement. Feelings for release in the lower back. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Now let your arms nudge your legs open. Reorient myself here. Open your legs to whatever degree is okay in your body. Let your arms help your legs. Bring your left foot over by your right thigh or right knee. Pivot your torso, aim your sternum at your right foot, and flex that right foot back towards you. Now reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, fold down over your leg. Again, just spending a few breaths to see. Maybe the fold goes a little deeper. The lower back releases some more. Reach your right arm out to the side. Turn your head to look towards your hand. Turn your thumb down. Bend your elbow. Reach the back of your hand towards your left hip and peel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm again and swing it back over here. Bring the right hand over by the left hand. And open your left arm to the side. Turn your head to follow. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and feel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Reach it up alongside your head, overhead like you want to
touch your left hand to your right hand. My hands are not going to get anywhere near each other. This is about releasing the center of the lower back, an area that gets compressed from sitting a lot. Some people reach over their head like this and touch the top hand to the bottom hand. I'm not one of these people. Take your time, reach up and out, and sweep your arm back over. Left hand, rejoin the right hand. Walk your hands up the front of your leg and sit up. Let your arms help extend this leg and bend the other one. Bring the foot over here. Pivot your torso. Flex your foot. Inhale to reach up and exhale to fold down. Spend some breaths here, perhaps deepening your fold. Reach your left arm out to the side, turn your head, look towards your hand, turn your thumb down, reach for your right hip with the back of your hand, and feel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm, bring your left hand back over by your right. Open your right arm to the side and turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, bend your elbow, reach towards the opposite hip, feel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, reach it up alongside your ear, overhead, right hand reaching for the left. There we go, I mixed up my right and left. This mirroring stuff is tricky. Slowly reach up and out. Sweep your arm across. Walk your hands up your leg. Let your arms help. Extend this leg. Now bend the other one and bring the soles of your feet together a good distance away from your pelvis like this. If there's room to do so, reach your hands under your ankles and grab the floor. If not, reach over your ankles and grab the floor. Either way, we're going to grab the floor and walk our hands forward using traction in the arms to come into this fold. Let your neck disengage and let your head drop towards the floor. Let's go fold. Breathe into the center of your lower back. And slowly walk your hands back, away from the floor. Keep your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers, grab your toes, Wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground, tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale to lift up to the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward spine, nice and long at first. See how far the long spine will go. And then when the long spine's not lowering, let your head lower. Breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Let your arms help your legs. Bring your hands by your knees. Nudge your knees towards each other. Rest your hands on the floor. Wiggle your feet further apart. If you're on a yoga mat, maybe to the edges of the mat. Let your knees go back and forth to whatever degree they want to. Maybe they don't touch the floor like that. Maybe they do. And we're going to set up and play with bridge pose. If you've got blocks, you might start by setting your feet that far apart. If you don't have blocks, you can do this with your hands. Two fists next to each other is about the width of a block. Of course, there's some variation in how big your hands are, but it's an approximation. It's about the same distance apart as your hip sockets are. So align the ankles up with the hips. Turn this way for the camera. So with the feet planted that far apart, scoot towards your heels. Come down on the forearms and down onto your back. So you end up lying down with your heels as close to your butt as they'll go. And just bump my head on my other block. So if you've got blocks, you might put one between your knees in that same position. So now ankles, knees, and hips are about the same distance apart. And sometimes we do this silly thing where we squeeze the heck out of the block, wasting energy. It's just there to be a spacer. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to keep it there. So just check in, make sure you're not doing that. Because we need that energy elsewhere to lift up into the bridge. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips towards the ceiling for bridge pose. And I like to take some additional breaths at the top of the first one. And when you're ready with an exhale, slowly come down. So we'll spend a couple minutes with bridge. And your choice, you can keep floating up and down, inhale up and exhale down. And when and if you want, you can come to supported bridge, put a block under you. You might also use a foam roller, a rolled up yoga mat, folded blanket, pillow. You can do a low supported bridge by stacking your hands, palms down, and bringing your sacrum onto the back of your hands. So maybe you want floating up and down, maybe you want supported bridge, maybe you want some of each. I'm just going to do the supported bridge. You explore the bridge how you like. What does your body want? Does it want some rest, some support, some stillness? Does it want more movement? Resting on a prop can bring some great release in your pelvis and your lower back. Another option a lot of people like to do is with the block under their sacrum, they will play with lifting their feet off the floor, maybe with knees bent or maybe with the legs up. So
A lot of people choose this as another active variation, so that's something else you might play with. I'm going to go with the fully restful option here. It can be helpful of thinking of breathing through your block or whatever support you're using. Think of sending your breath through that prop that's holding you up. And I'm going to come out of my supported bridge. Whatever you're doing, we're going to wrap it up in the next couple of breaths. I'm lifting off my support, moving it aside, exhaling, slowly coming down. After you land, for the last time, pause for at least a couple breaths. If you had props, you can move them aside and grab your strap or whatever you're using in lieu of a strap. Draw your knees towards your chest and run your strap under your feet. Take one end in each hand. And this is the part where I remember where I am. I have to reorient myself so I don't bang into the decorations here on the wall behind me. So arms and legs and strap are long, hands and feet reaching up. Check in with the back of your body with your grounding. We want your sacrum on the ground, your shoulder blades, and your head. So you're reaching up, but you're still grounded. Point your toes up at the ceiling. Point your toes down towards your face. And let your feet relax. Slide your feet apart, keeping them inside your strap. And draw on the strap to help guide your feet back towards each other. Take your right foot out of your strap, press the back of that leg to the floor, and hold both parts of the strap with your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side. Keeping your shoulder blades on the floor, bring your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Gently bring everything back to center. Take the strap in your left hand. Press your right hand down on the front of your right hip bone, anchoring that hip. We want to keep that right cheek on the ground. Let these limbs fall to the left. Some people don't like how this feels to have your leg hanging in the air. If that's you, you can slide a prop under the outside of your leg to support your leg. If you don't like how it feels hovering there, ever so gently to come out of this one. Bring those limbs back up to center. Raise your right leg. Step your right foot into the strap. Take your left foot out. Press your left leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Use the strap to guide your leg over to the left. Then turn your head to the right. Softly come back to center. Take the strap in your right hand. Press down on the front of your left hip. And let your leg fall to the right. Nice and easy. Come back to center. Lift your left leg. Bring your knees in. Set your strap aside. Hug your knees. Rock and roll to massage your back against the floor. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet. You can play with bending and straightening your limbs in happy baby pose, exploring movement however you like. Maybe you want a different inversion, something more active. Feel free to play with any inversion you want. Whenever you feel complete, you can make your way to a final resting pose of your choice. Maybe the standard one, corpse pose with your legs extended, feet splayed open, hands at your sides. Or any position where you can be comfortably still for a couple minutes of quietly breathing, integrating the benefits of practice. Maybe focusing just on your breath. Maybe coming back to an intention you set for yourself. Maybe thinking of things you have to be grateful for. The theme going on this week in a lot of places. Maybe just letting your mind drift. the body relaxing a bit more with each breath, sinking down against the floor. Start to find some deeper breath. Invite small movements back to your body. Let your movements just gradually go bigger. Taking your time, moving mindfully. When you're ready for your movements, gently sit yourself up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing our practice today. The light within me sees, honors, and bows to that same light in each of you. Gratitude. Namaste.